Hi, Kenji. Nice to
Hi,
meet
Matt.
you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I am so excited for this conversation.
Thank you. I'm so excited
I
too.
I
Oh,
watched,
nice t-shirt.
yes, Ninja Scroll is one of my favorites. But Kenji, so just for it, oh, that's amazing. So I'm gonna have to find one of those shirts, Kenji, because I told Emma before this interview that I haven't updated my top four on Letterboxd in years, and
Uh,
I changed it to include The Furious now because it is such an outstanding film. Seriously, just an absolute round of applause
Thank
for
you.
what is one of the best action films of all time.
Means a lot. Means a lot to me.
Well, it means a lot to me as well because I had so much fun watching this. It comes out on my birthday on June 12th, so I'm going to be going to see it in a theater with people.
My mom's birthday is the same.
Oh, well, see, it's meant to be. It's destiny.
Yeah.
Um, but Kenji Tanigaki, you are the director of The Furious. You're also a stunt actor in your own right and a choreographer and action director. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you about, because of how stunt heavy this film is what was the pre-production process like, preparing for the choreography and everything to get this ready to film?
Okay. Talking to choreography, I remember the stunt team, Sonamura and his stunt team start to work 3 months before, 3 months before the starting date in Tokyo, in Tokyo first, and they choreograph and they moved to Bangkok 1 month and a half before the the production. And the Shemiao, Jota's main actor, is also joined 1 month and a half before the production. And even our DP is we put our DP to our rehearsal room. So I asked him, yeah, you can shoot around, and they are moving around. So they have a good collaboration to, yeah, they discuss together, they, yeah, talk together. So it's good to have the pre-production and earlier earlier discussion for each department. That make the, saving time on the set and saving the money on the set.
Right. I mean, sounds like you had 4.5 months that people were working on this, and then you film, and then it's wild that G didn't even appear on the wasn't cast into the film until a month and a half prior, so he had so much to learn.
And our cast is doesn't have to start from the training session that
Right.
is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because everybody knows and everybody have the experience. So yeah, so our bar is very, yeah, easier to, yeah, be high, right?
Right. Well, I mean, you've worked with some legends. I mean, you've worked with Donnie Yen and kind of Enter the Fat Dragon, which is such a fun movie that I wish more people would go see because it's just like, especially here in the West, like it didn't catch as much as it did. But I love it so much. And
Because of the COVID. Yeah.
right,
COVID
yeah,
is
it came out at the bad time. But it's okay. I'm singing its praise even 5 years or 6 years on now, so more people will come to it. But were there any stunts that you had to kind of that you had in planned, but you had to pull back on because they were either too difficult or even maybe too unsafe?
in this movie.
Yes.
Um, Actually, in this movie, the stunt wise is not so. This is a crazy movie, but we are not crazy, so it's so safe, so safe, and yeah, I must say nobody get serious injured. Of course, some muscle pain or these kind of things, we always happen, but nobody get injured. So yeah, we are so lucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're working with professionals of that caliber, like you said, they all kind of know how to handle themselves and be safe on set so that you can, not only continue the production, but, not have to worry about delays due to injury.
Yeah, because
Um,
they are so professional. So they fight each other, but actually they work together, right?
right.
Yeah, because they must work together. If the meeting point is like, maybe like it must should be like this, but bang, is it get injured. So they are very good to calculate the distance and and their expression, emotional expression. They are so yeah. Everybody knows they are very good fighter, but I must say they are very good actor who can move. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, again, even Ji doesn't talk in the film, but he expresses so much emotion through his performance and through his eyes and his face that you
Yeah,
feel for him. And I think that that's not something a fighter necessarily could do, more so an actor. So that's the best of both worlds with a lot of them,
yeah, that's
especially.
why. Yeah, that's why they are easy to connect to the audience.
Yeah. Well, I would curious to understand what maybe when you look back at the film's about to hit theaters and people get to see it, what's something that you're most proud of about this particular film?
Um, I'm so for the film or audience reaction.
For the film. So now that it's about to be released widely,
Ah,
what are you most proud of?
I'm I'm proud. We can make something unique. We made the movie something unique, and this movie is very good to watching in the crowd, watching in the crowd, and yeah, it's good for the shouting and the crying and the laughing because yeah, we can have a lot of different kind of action movie, but some is very stylish and some is cool. But this movie is uh, the movie which has energy and emotion. So um, yeah, their energy level because they're furious. Everybody furious at the ending, and everybody very emotion. So these kind of things, I hope like the Bruce Lee movie or other movie like the Rocky. I hope the audience shout in the crowd in the theater and then running in with full speed on the street after watching the movie. That's what I want and what I'm proud of because uh, yeah, because I really want the audience get into the this movie as soon as possible. That's why I didn't put any uh uh cast name or director's name, producer name on the beginning because we don't need this information, right? I need always get into the story, get into the character as soon as possible. Yeah, and then um I went to different kind of film festival and the audience is very exciting. It looks like they're watching the World Cup in the sports bar
Yep.
more than watching the movie in theater, but that's what I really wanted in the production.
Well, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to go see this on in theaters when it opens because I have to. My wife was listening to me watch it in the other room, and she thought that I was playing a video game because she could hear all of like the explosions and the violence. And then I said, no, that was me reacting to this film. My jaw was still on the floor somewhere over there. So, Kenji, I cannot thank you enough for spending the time to talk about the
Thank
film with
you.
me.
Thank
I
you for
am
your time.
so grateful that we have people like you making films today, and you have got the biggest fan in me and from Macabre Daily for the Furious. So we will do anything we can to make
Thank you
sure
once
everybody
again.
sees this.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Kenji, and thank you, Emma, for setting this up. Thank you so much. Well,
Matt,
Bill Kong, it's a pleasure and an honor to speak with you. Thank you so much for taking some time.
thank you. Thank you for taking me.
Well, I know we don't have all the time in the world, but I'll give you a quick introduction and dive right into my questions. But for those watching, I'm speaking with executive producer Bill Kong, who's behind the film The Furious, which will be out June 12th from Lionsgate. And Bill, I have to tell you what I've told everybody else that I've spoken to. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is such an
Thank you.
entertaining and spectacular movie, and I cannot wait to see it again. My first question for you is, at what point did you become aware and then involved with The Furious?
Very early, very early on. Actually, I started it 3 years ago. And when a friend of mine from Los Angeles came to see me, came around Hong Kong, and we had coffee, And then he was telling me that, Bill, for many years now, we haven't seen anything from you. We haven't seen anything from that part of the world, because in the old days, you guys make great, fantastic action movie. We don't see that anymore. We thought you were dead. So I thought, well, that triggered me, that thing that the so we I thought, well, at least there's one person that in Los Angeles that wanted to see another action movie. So I went out and then and talked to Kenji about it. I said, Kenji, the shall we go and make a film for the international audience? I mean, meaning that we want to make a film that is English speaking, and it's set in Southeast Asia. It's all about, and then we go in, and then Kenji say, okay, we will find the best action actor from Asia, from Southeast Asia or Pan Asia, and then let's try something. Let's see. Kenji said, let's see if we still do have it. Let's see if we do can do that. That's how we started. So from then on, for the last 2 years, we've been trying to prove to ourselves, uh, find ourselves the answer we whether we still have the skill, whether we still have the expertise, the imagination, to do a film that will outdo ourselves, outdo what we did previously. That's what we set out to do. So that's how it started.
I think you have succeeded beyond any possible way of people could think, because not only is this a kind of complete celebration of all styles of martial arts in the film, but it also speaks to the legacy of amazing martial arts films that have come out of places like the Shaw Brothers and Golden Harvest. Um, and you yourself have been involved in so many films that have been, heavily awarded, like The Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The House of Flying Daggers. At what point did you know that, kind of as the production process was going, that this was something special?
I don't even know that even today. I don't even know that. I'm so nervous. Because the film, I think you guys like it. I'm sure that I appreciate you studying it, but but I mean, come June 12th, you see, because I owe it to over 100 crew members that we need to make it a success. I owe them that. They believe me. They trusted me. They said, okay, let's do something together. So I I'll take your word for it for now. But I don't think I'll sleep. I'll sleep well tonight. I'm
Well,
still very nervous.
understandably, but I hope that this doesn't just do well; it exceeds your expectations, and you've got so many people talking about it in such positive ways that I hope to see a crowded theater when I go on June 12th as well. And you've had such a long and kind of illustrious career producing and executive producing for decades now. What are the kinds of things that you look for when you're looking at new projects?
I look for challenge. I don't you talk about all my previous credit. In fact, I try very hard to forget them. Because I am a guy that always look towards the future. They look for challenges. I think what threw me was like I have this guy coming up to me and say, I thought you were dead. And that just give me the ambition. I like challenge. I like change. That's why when you see all this movie I did in the past, Crouching Tiger, Hero, you never see any sequel to that. You know,
Right.
because I believe I wanted to. Every time I would a movie, I look for challenge. What is challenging? How can we? What can I do to make the movie world better? What can I do to make a coming back to cinema, more people coming back to cinema? That's what I look at. How I look at things.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's clear that you have a passion for this. So I'm it's so cinematic, this film. And my last question for you is: was there any stunts that as you being the executive producer, you kind of get to see the budget and everything
Yeah.
that's needs to be done. Were there any stunts or action sequences you thought there's no way we're going to pull this off, but you ended up doing it just fine?
Well, I never thought of that. I never thought, but I think doing Furious is difficult because we have I mean many movie you can always finish the movie using the visual effect. Okay,
Right.
nowadays you can always finish a movie using that, but in the Furious you cannot. If the people you hire, if they don't perform well, we are dead. You know that you saw here.
Right.
You look at the bar scene. In the cage. There were 6, 7 people fighting each other on top of each other, on top of each other. hating each other. It's very difficult to put that together and it's real time, real people, and no visual effect, no double one shot, things like that. That is kind of thing that this is a kind of challenge I do that we thought that we never thought that we will never be done, but we always said we always are on the edge of please do it this time, get it right, so maybe those are enjoyable moments, but I think in this kind that scene is something that was always to me it was a very very memorable scene for me, because it's difficult to pull off,
Definitely. And it's an impressive scene. And Bill, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for this
Thank you.
film, and trust that we will do our best to get the word out so it's a success.